I've said before, I have friends doing time in prison. I got one guy that's probably the closer guy to me. He's getting ready to get out. But I also have a couple buddies that are doing life sentences. I know that's kind of weird, but I have an ex-girlfriend that's doing life too. And some chick I dated that, well, no, she's out now. I think she got like 15 to life and got paroled out or something. But anyway, thank God I married my wife, right? Ask these guys doing life sentences, like, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with going to sleep every night, knowing you're going to wake up tomorrow doing the same thing, same routine, people telling you what to do? And one of these people, I truly believe is innocent of what they was accused of doing. They were tried 3 separate times. The prosecutor kept trying until he got the verdict he wanted. There was 2 mistrials, and then the 3rd time they tried him, he was found guilty. Even after it came out that the detectives had lied in the case, he got 15 to life. One of the people that there's no way that he did what they said he did. It's just impossible. Tried to say to kill his wife. Anyway, ask these dudes, how do you do that? Like, just how do you know that that's going to be your life for the rest of your life, possibly? One buddy told me, he said, so they can lock me up. They can take away every material possession I have. They can starve me. They can beat me. They can do whatever they want. He said, but when I close my eyes, I can be anywhere I want to be. I'm free to think. He's in prison, and he's free to think. We are allegedly free. I would argue that we're not, and we are not free to think. I just had a video taken down after repeating exactly what was reported on the news because it was misinformation, labeled as misinformation. I appealed it. It doesn't matter if I win or not. That's not the point. And of course, I was warned if this happened again, I'd get a strike. I'm going to start posting I got a Gab account. I got some other accounts. I'm just going to start randomly posting on them and see where they go. I'm not going to give up my goal. My goal was to create a community that with a purpose. And it seems like it's going to get harder and harder to do. The digital age of book burning is now. And even though we know what happened the last time, they decided to burn some books and tell people they could think, read, know, hear. We just chill. We just sit around because we're comfortable in what we have. And I don't think it's going to change. As much as I would like to believe that one day I'm going to get that phone call or one day somebody's going to make that call out, I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I could make the call out and all 6 of us would go die. Or before, anything happened, we'd die on our own, which is what's going to happen. They're coming after us, and it probably ain't going to be tomorrow. It could be, but it's just, on a long enough timeline, everybody dies. On a long enough timeline, they're coming after us. Just slow and incremental. Today it's misinformation. Tomorrow they take down the truth. The day after that, they take you down all the way. Take you down completely. They don't even let you talk. Because you have given out so much misinformation in their eyes, you don't deserve to talk. We're seeing the social credit system rammed down our throats, and that's what it is. And it is absolutely, it numbs my mind to think that nobody is willing to do anything. Like, nobody's really up in arms about this. Nobody, I just don't get it. They've watered the term patriot down so much it doesn't even mean anything anymore. There was 10,000 patriots in D.C. Where are they at now that their comrades are getting arrested left and right? Oh, they're sitting on their couches watching their cable TV as their buddies walking into the courtroom. Everything that is right is now wrong. And it has to be fixed. And it doesn't have to be fixed for me or you. It's not about us. It's not about you being free, even me being free. Our lives were wasted. We just look at the draw. It's just the way it is. Whether that be from bad choices, or even if you made all the correct choices, your life was still wasted because you weren't allowed to be free. It was allowed to be as free as they told you you were allowed to be. They convinced you you had choice. They convinced you were free. Not true. You're not free. You're allowed to do what they tell you you can do. You're allowed to say what they tell you you can say. And that was even true before they started taking videos down and shit on YouTube. Even out in public. You know, you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. Yeah, you can. Free will's a motherfucker. Well, I'm trying to stop cussing. Not for YouTube, just in general, because I do cuss a lot. Occasionally I cuss around my kids, so I'm really giving it an effort to try. I wish that somebody would make the call out. I really do. I wish that somebody that was in a position to make a call out would make it. If not, it's not going to happen. Incrementally, slower and slower, you know, or excuse me, slower and then faster. They're just going to keep chopping away. Everybody knows what's coming next week after next. You'll be banning shit left and right. And then what are you going to do? Oh, well, it doesn't affect me. Bet you wish you wouldn't have supported those laws now that took the rights of the mentally ill away, or took the rights of felons away, or the domestic abusers. Wish you wouldn't have gave your government that power. But you did. It can be fixed. People think it can't. It can be. I watched a video last night. I even posted a link. The message was good. It's sort of, I don't like the idea of everybody writing your own constitution. It becomes a problem. If you didn't see the link, it's in the community tab. That becomes a major problem. You can't have a government system that way. Government's a necessary evil. I would love to live in the anarchist utopia where everybody just lives happily ever after, never bothering each other. But if that was the case, if that could happen, you would not have a problem with government, because everybody in government would be nice, happy little people, and they wouldn't be trying to roll over you. The Federal Reserve needs to be ended. OPEC needs to be dismantled. We need to go back to a gold-backed currency, or a silver-backed currency, preferably gold. Takes up a lot less room. Every day our government gets us further in debt, and at some point that debt has to be paid. It's not going to be in our lifetimes, probably. It may be in my lifetime. Maybe, depends. And how are we going to pay? You know what they're going to do? They're going to say, well, you know what? Since we owe you $40 trillion, we'll just give you everything west of the Mississippi. I don't understand why these 80 million people that think that they were cheated don't stand up for a peaceful separation. And, you know, you're running into problems with that, because now you're frozen at that moment in time with what they believe. And this country has been so indoctrinated, they don't even know what freedom is. Those 74 million people who voted for Trump don't have a clue what freedom is, or they wouldn't have voted for him. The population that actually knows what freedom is, I always say it's not, you know, that 99.5% of the country has no idea what freedom is, no idea what rights are, no idea what the Constitution is or says, or what their duty is to it, for that matter. And I would bet that that's a pretty accurate guess, just from talking to people. You know, people don't know. They don't want to know. They're more worried about Nancy Pelosi and what AOC looks like than they are about what their duty is as an individual in this country. You know, there's certain things I do and I don't do because I try to stay out of the way. I try not to put myself on the radar any more than I absolutely have to. But then I also have a YouTube channel. So how do you say what's on your mind without putting yourself out there? So I know I'm out there. If I'm not on a list, like somebody wrote my name down, I'm on a list somewhere to be put on a list. It's all kept. It'll all be used against us at a later date. 10 years from now, I'll be called a racist because I wear a beanie every winter. I can't find the damn thing, or I'd have it on right now as a Confederate flag. It's not because I hate black people at all. It's because I am proud that my ancestors were rebels, that they rebelled when their rights were being violated. And that's what it was about. It's about exactly what we're dealing with today, the federal government infringing on the rights of the people. And I know, like, there were slaves. I get it. I know. I get that part of it. But that wasn't what that war was about. They could tell you it was. They can lie to you and tell you it was. But it's not. They can lie and tell you that you're free, but you're not. They can lie to you and tell you that this isn't that we don't live under a corporation, but we do. I didn't believe that up until a few weeks ago when somebody brought it to my attention, asked me what I thought about, the Act of 1871. And then after digging, it hit me. Everything made sense. Everything made sense about, like, the way government is. And I can talk about it and make videos about it, and because it sounds so far-fetched, people won't believe it. We are in the matrix, people. You know the best way to sell drugs. If you want to sell drugs, you know the best way to do it. Sell them in the parking lot of the police station. Sell them in the house across the street from the police station. I know that sounds stupid, but when you put something in front of somebody's face, they're far less likely to see it. This is why the best thieves in the world have been able to commit their crimes and get away with it, doing it right in front of the people they're stealing from. True history is the red pill. The blue pill's cable TV, your couch, your home, elections. The machines are government. And the matrix is everything that we see. They put it right in front of us. Maybe not intentionally. But that's exactly what we're dealing with. Like, we're not plugged in anywhere. The only thing we're plugged into is these damn phones and our cable TV. I've got rid of the TV. Now it's going to get rid of this phone, which I'm actually putting it down today. I'm not going to look at it. I made my decision today. Between certain hours of the day, I'm not looking at my phone at all. I'm going to. I've just been spending way too much time on it. Anyway. You have and we're spread apart, and there's all different factions of people that say they want freedom, but like I said, they don't even know what it is. Freedom is being able to do absolutely anything that I want to do, as long as I'm not violating your rights, or destroying your property, or taking your property. You're not free. You don't live in a free country. And quite literally, we are still under the crown. Our courts are unconstitutional, so much so I had a conversation with my wife the other day. I am going to see what I can do about getting my son's killer out of jail. Not because I don't think he needs to pay for his crime, because I do. Because the court system he's involved in is unconstitutional. Whether it hurts me or helps me, I have to take that stand. And that's where I stand at. The court itself is unconstitutional. Everything about it is. And even though that he deserves to be punished, he doesn't in that way. If they want to do it in a constitutional way, I'm all for that. if we can't be done in a constitutional manner, it shouldn't be done at all. Every day we wait. It's the day whatever's against us gets stronger. It's every day. That's another day they take down another channel or take down another video or silence you. It's another day that you're not allowed to think freely. They're putting you in your own prison in your head. Yeah, you might not be behind a fence. We're just as much prisoners as those that are behind the fences.